What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we're jumping in with the Destiny 2 weekly reset preview for the 15th of April. And right now we are deep into Act 3 of Heresy and the episode in general, but we do continue to get rotations and updates for the game, new seasonal challenges, plus there's a window of time to get a bunch of Heresy stuff wrapped up before we get to Rite of the Nine at the start of May. So we'll talk about some of that stuff as well as featured activities and rewards for the week, updates from Bungie and a handful of other things in the video. But firstly, you absolute gamers, while you might think about today's sponsor as the ultimate lawnmowers, the mighty Manscaped have much more to offer than that, and that's why they're trusted by more than 12 million men worldwide for their awesome trimmers. Manscaped have crafted some of the world's best men's grooming products over the years, and let's talk about their latest game changer, the Handyman. Speaking of handy, what do you think of my new decking? No? Alright, well, this Handyman might not be the one for home improvements, but it can certainly take care of your facial hair, and delivers a quick close shave in the smallest form factor yet. Plus the Handyman features a high quality dual blade system with a standard foil shaver, as well as a leveling blade which can deal with up to 3 days of hair growth. Plus, this thing is compact and great for travel, but still harnesses their skin-safe technology, waterproof design, and battery indicator. Plus, it gets an easy 60 minutes of runtime, granting you the Manscaped quality you expect in half the size. That's what she said. Okay, I'll stop. So, what are you waiting for? Manscaped are so confident in their products that they'll give you 20% off and a 30-day money-back guarantee with free international shipping, so that's pretty wild. If you go to manscaped.com/xhoundishx, you'll get a huge 20% off the bundle by using code Houndish20 at checkout. Again, that'll get you free shipping, so follow the link below, use code Houndish20, and thanks to Manscaped for sponsoring the video. Now though, as we get into it, of course for Heresy, the main story is concluded, as far as we understand it. That is of course outside of a likely epilogue of some kind, so that probably won't happen just yet, but it's worth keeping an eye out and seeing if anything pops up in terms of narrative. New secrets on the Nether, and things like that. Of course, with regards to the Nether, it has been improved in terms of getting a sort of equal spawn rate for each of the zones, so we can now spawn into any of them, which is helpful if you're wrapping up any secrets, getting Barodiad catalysts, or indeed just grinding for rewards. So since in terms of story, there will be a little bit of downtime for the next couple of weeks, it is a good time to sort of catch up and get ready for what comes next. And of course, Rite of the Nine will be dropping on the 6th of May, so the focus will indeed shift towards that in the coming weeks, and no doubt we'll get some reveals and things. Otherwise, if you want to recap on precisely what we can expect from Rite of the Nine, I'll link a separate video down below. In terms of weekly challenges this week though, only a few really, given that the story is wrapped up, but we have Ability Slayer to defeat combatants with abilities in the Court of Blades, and we get bonus progress for purchasing boons during the activity. That one will drop a Curio of the Nine. But also there is Mod Collector to unlock the 12 artifact mods, and then we have Gotta Win Them All to complete activities in Vanguard, Gambit, or Crucible playlists, and we get bonus progress granted for completing Vanguard playlist activities at advanced difficulty or higher, or indeed for winning Crucible or Gambit matches. But lastly, there is Kinetic Forces to get final blows with kinetic weapons, and there is bonus progress there for defeating Guardians. So those are the handful of challenges for this week. Otherwise, we get another refresh, of course, for Sundered Doctrine, so good luck if you're hunting any legendary rewards, or indeed the exotic from that. If you're still after pinnacle challenges though, on the Pale Heart we will get a new co-op mission, and on top of that, for Salvation's Edge and Excision, there is still a pinnacle drop for those upon completion. Moving over to the Vanguard though, the Nightfall that we're due to get is PsyOps Battleground on the Moon. Of course, some of these rotations have been switched up a little bit recently, with Bungie adding more activities than normal, as well as adjusting rotations manually, so I do apologise if anything changes, but that's what's due, and in terms of the weapon reward, we should be seeing Shadow Price. I actually feel like it's been a really long time since Lotus Eater was featured. Has that only been featured once, or am I going crazy? I'm not sure, but hopefully that one will be coming up in the near future. Otherwise, while this last week has seen a Crucible boost, and of course Trials of Osiris boost at the same time, which wasn't intentional, so hopefully you took advantage of that if you wanted to, we should still be getting the return of Trials on Friday, ahead of the next Iron Banner, which won't be until the end of April, so Trials will be reasonably uninterrupted for the next couple of weeks. In terms of raid and dungeon content though, this week Deepstone Crypt should be featured, and of course on top of the legendary stuff we can get the Eyes of Tomorrow, and that will be totally farmable while the raid is featured, so good luck if you're hunting for that. Then on Neptune the same will apply to Root of Nightmares, where we can pick up the conditional finalities, so a couple of nice farmable exotics this week. Otherwise, in terms of the dungeon rotation, right now it isn't very trustworthy because Bungie have made a handful of adjustments to it. It's due to be Ghosts of the Deep and Prophecy this week, but apologies ahead of time if that changes due to Bungie's sort of manual rotation updates. If you're after the exotic mission though, this week we should get Vox Obscura, which can drop the Dead Messenger, so if you need that weapon or any of its upgrades, it'll be a good one to jump into. Final couple of mentions here though, over to Dares of Eternity. On top of the core loot drops for this activity, this week we get Rotation 4 drops, which includes the Scatterhorn and Pathfinder armor sets, as well as a bunch of weapons from Season of Defiance, and a couple of world drops from Forsaken. Lastly though, for the featured Lost Sectors this week, where of course we can farm world weapons, as well as exotic engrams on solo clears, for Tuesday we should have Thriller Drone featured on Neomuna. Then for the 15th of April we'll get Broken Deep, and then Blooming Deep on the 16th, which will be followed by Bunkery 15 on the 17th, Perdition for the 18th of April, and then we'll see Vel's Labyrinth on the 19th, and Exodus Garden 2A on the 20th. The very final mention though is for the Ascendant Challenge this week in the Dreaming City, if you're still using those, and it should be Keep of Owned Edges, which can be found via Harbinger's Seclude. So if you want the location for that one, right out here on the edge of the map, then we will run some gameplay at the end of the video. Otherwise, for the moment, that is what we have to round up for the weekly reset, guys. So, as always, I'll keep you posted with updates on the game, any stuff that pops up for the moment which is unexpected. Of course, that is possible. We also know that Bungie have some fixes planned for secrets and things which are missing in Heresy. I think that's going to be next week. Otherwise, it will be a quieter couple of weeks up until the start of May, when we'll get Ride of the Nine. And around that time, it's anticipated Bungie will start to talk a bit more about the next expansion and potentially other kind of story components of Heresy that we have yet to see in terms of an epilogue and things like that. So I'll keep you posted if we get any additional news or changes which aren't anticipated with Weekly Reset. But if you've enjoyed the video, a rating below really does help us out on the channel. Also be sure to get subscribed and I'll keep you posted with more Destiny content. But otherwise, thank you for tuning in and I hope you guys have an awesome day.